What are you doing? You decided to go rogue and read a book by yourself? Aww. What book are you reading? What is it? Let's see the front page. What book is that? Oh, it's a Christmas book. Noel. Should we read it together?
Yeah.
Can never read too many books in one day, huh? You want to read it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay.
The book what it says.
It says Noel.
Yeah.
It's an ornament.
Uh-huh.
By Little Golden Book.
Oh, who's in there?
Maybe his name's Noel. Well, let's open the page and find out.
Oh, his name is Noel.
Cutie pie.
His
Okay.
name is.
Okay, we should really put away our laundry today. Anyways, let's read it. Why won't my phone focus? Okay. So, of all the Christmas tree ornaments made that year so very long ago, only one had a happiness. The ornament was round, red, and shiny, and his name was Noel. See, that is his name. That's what we thought, right?
Yeah.
Now, at the very moment Noel was created, old Herman the glass blower received some wonderful news. His only daughter had just given birth to a baby girl. Old Herman was a grandpa at last. He cried for pure joy. Can you turn the page? It was Noel's good fortune that one of those tears of joy bounced off Herman's puffed cheek, trickled down his glass blower's pipe, and fell with a tinkling sound inside Noel. It became the small ornament's happiness. "My name is Noel, and I have a happiness," shouted the magical little ornament. Noel was placed in a cardboard box with 11 other ornaments, and all of them together were a thing called a dozen. They were taken to a store where they became a thing called for sale. Noel was quite excited, but the other ornaments were bored and sleepy. You see, none of the others had a happiness. Can you turn the page? The dozen were purchased by a people thing called a mother. The mother thing was accompanied by 3 smaller pretty things called children. "I like children things the best," cried Noel. "They are little, noisy, and happy, like me, and like you, right, Lincoln?" Yeah. When you're not being shy, right? Uh-huh. The other ornaments just grumbled. The mother thing took the dozen to a beautiful old house where she and her 3 little children things lived with a father thing. "Everybody inside," she said merrily, "for tonight is Christmas Eve and there's lots to do." Turn the page, please.
Uh-huh.
We read that one already.
And this one.
And that one.
Okay.
Okay. Later that night, after the children things went to sleep, Noel and the dozen were hung on the branches of a Christmas tree named Brutus. Tiny glowing lights known as the Mazda sisters and bright strands of silver known as the Tinsel clan twinkled all about them. Around the base of the tree, the father thing set up a toy electric train named McIves. It chugged its Christmas message, season's greetings, and then a special space was made for one final mysterious thing that was placed lovingly under Brutus by the mother thing. Turn the page, please.
Turned.
Thank you. "What's that down there, Brutus?" Noel asked the huge tree who had become his friend. "I can't see inside." "It's a little toy stable," answered Brutus. "But why would they have a toy stable?" Noel wanted to know. "Well, Noel, somehow that little stable is what tonight is all about." The next day it was a magnificent thing called Christmas. There were toys and there was laughter. Presents were exchanged and there was more laughter. Grandpa and Grandma things visited and there was even more laughter. Oh, it was a wonderful time that went on for 7 whole days and nights. Can you turn the page, please? 7 whole days.
And this one.
That's a whole week. We already read that one.
And this one.
Read that one too. But then it became a terrible thing called January 2nd, the back to normal thing. Noel and all the other things that made Christmas magic were packed back in their boxes, and Brutus was hauled outside. "Goodbye, little fellow, goodbye," the tree called to Noel. "Keep that happiness of yours. Never lose it." Noel and the others were put into a high, dusty, dark thing called...
What's he doing to this tree?
Well, you know how our tree always makes all those little green things everywhere? They all fall off. Their tree does the same thing, and she's sweeping it all up.
Oh.
Okay, so where were we? Noel and the others were put into a high, dusty, dark thing called an attic, where time passed very slowly. Outside the house, it became things called springtime and summer and autumn. Then came the first snowfall, and then finally, turn the page.
Can you do this one and this one?
I just did both of those. Can you turn the page, please?
What's this house doing?
Well, that's the attic. That's why there's a bunch of spider webs and dust. Hey, it's back again. The good thing, the wonderful, beautiful, Christmasful thing, cried Noel. There was a new tree, but everything else was the same as the year before. The mother and father things, the children things, the lights, the toys, old McIves, and of course, the mysterious toy stable. But soon Christmas was over, and the attic thing was Noel's prison once more. In this way, year followed year, a bittersweet blend of joy and a dusty attic. And as the years passed, the children things grew up, and the mother and father things grew old, and then one day the father thing said, "Aw, let's not bother with a tree this year." Thanks. There would be no more Christmases. The nice old house, empty now and falling into disrepair, had only the memories of holidays long ago. Noel and the rest of the dozen were left in the attic to become faded and chipped and a thing called forgotten. Could everything be over? Nothing is ever truly over when one has a happiness, and so one happy day years later, a new family moved in. The new father thing painted and repaired the house. It looked just the way it had years before. It was ready for the holidays again. Wow, look at that.
Can you do all these ones?
I did. Can you turn the page, please? Thank you. On Christmas Eve, the new mother thing found the old decorations in the attic and hung Noel on the tree. But Noel had grown weak. His once sturdy hook could no longer support him. Suddenly it gave way. Poor Noel fell to the floor and was smashed. Oh no. Even though Noel's body was broken into 100 pieces, he was still aware, and from his position on the floor, he could see into the little toy stable for the first time. Why, there are little toy people things, he said, and a little toy child thing. And then there was a thing called the miracle. Oh, hello, Lexi. Oh, no. Okay. For now that Noel's old glass body was gone, his happiness, the thing that really was Noel, was released. Like a merry little comet, it rose from the floor. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Where were we? Rose from the floor, bounced around the room, then flew up through the chimney and into the Christmas dawn. My name is Noel, and I have a... No, I am a happiness, he shouted. Noel raced the Christmas dawn around the world. He visited houses of every size and description, and each had its own set of people and children things.
No, yes, no.
It's okay, it's okay. Some spoke different languages and had different ways of life. Indeed, some had never even heard of Christmas. Who cares, shouted Noel. I've got enough happiness for everybody. Turn the page.
Can you do these ones?
I did.
Okay.
Almost done. Last page. Oh, Lexi. For wonder of wonders. For wonder of wonders, little Noel had become the pure joy of Christmas, and he would live on forever in... Okay, this is... Okay. Doesn't want to focus. Come on. Okay. Lexi, you are... Okay. Technical difficulties. And now it doesn't want to focus again. We'll probably just have to edit this up. Okay. Try that again. For wonder of wonders. Little Noel had become the pure joy of Christmas, and he would live on forever in the hearts of all mankind. Merry Christmas, shouted Noel. Merry Christmas. The end.
Nice.
Little golden books.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Oh, don't forget to subscribe.
Knowing?
Don't forget to subscribe.
I love you.